All right. Hey, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are. I am super excited to be here with you guys today because we are going to dive into one of the most powerful but often overlooked elements of a thriving relationship, and that is accountability. And I know you guys are like, oh, why do we got to talk about accountability? Because it's one of the most important factors of your relationship if you want it to continue to thrive. It's like whether you have been in a relationship for a few months or a few decades, this principle can truly help transform how you connect with your partner, how you guys communicate, how you decide to get through those rough challenges or those rough arguments. And I know, despite what most people think, accountability isn't about assigning blame to anybody. It's just about owning your part in the relationship. It's about showing up authentically for your partner and for yourself and being able to commit to growth while you're in that relationship. So, today I'm actually going to teach you what taking accountability looks like, um, why it's crucial in your relationship for long-term success, because that's what we all want. We want to, we're not in relationships just to dilly-dally around. We want that long-term. We want that proposal. We want that, till death do us part type of relationship. And I'm going to actually be talking about how you can start applying that today. It's like, what better time to start fixing the struggles or paying attention to the struggles in your relationship than to take action now. So, I want you guys to, well, first we're going to start with why accountability matters. So, think about this, however you like to envision things, close your eyes, whatever you have to do. So, you're in the middle of an argument with the love of your life, right? And you both are like upset, you're both frustrated, everybody's raising their voice, your defenses are up, and no matter what's being said, neither one of you feels like you're actually being heard. Neither one of you feels like your partner is understanding what it is that you're saying. And after that whole ordeal, you're arguing, fighting, you're talking, you walk away frustrated at the situation. So maybe you're even doubting whether the relationship can work at all, and because you're consistently being misunderstood no matter how much you're talking, right? So now imagine this scenario. In that same moment where your tensions are high, imagine one of you just pauses and says, you know what? I see where I might have gone wrong here. So why don't we figure this out together? How would that feel? What would you be thinking in that moment? But if one of you said, okay, you know what? I think I know where I went wrong, so let's figure this out in the middle of that argument. Imagine how much faster your anger and frustration and all that tension would just kind of melt away. It's like, imagine how seen you'd feel by your partner. Imagine how much you would feel valued. Oh, they actually want to know what's going on with me. They actually want to know how we can figure this out, how we can resolve this. They respect my feelings enough to want to come to a solution for this. It's like, imagine how much faster you could overcome that obstacle. Like, that is the power of accountability. Like, it's literally the glue that holds the respect and the understanding and the trust together in your relationship. And without it, your communication just falls apart. It's going to crumble. If you've been experiencing this already, you know how it's not working in your relationship. If nobody's taking accountability, you already know how that feels. But with accountability, you are actually allowing yourself to build a foundation strong enough to be able to withstand anything that life is going to throw at you, anything that life's going to throw at your relationship. So let's dive in. So we're going to break it down. What accountability looks like when you're practicing at home. Because my duty here is to just be able to help you through practical steps. So what does accountability actually mean? 1, owning your actions and your words. And when we make mistakes, it's easy to be like, I didn't say that, or that's not what I meant, or you're overreacting. Like, it's easy to blame your partner for how they feel, or to want to justify your behavior when you get put in the hot seat. Like, I've been there. I've listened to my partner say, well, you said this or you did this. And I'm just like, well, if you hadn't done this or said this, this wouldn't have been my response. But accountability means saying that I'm wrong. It means saying, I can see how what I said hurt you. It's not about being perfect in this conversation. It's about being real with yourself and being real with your partner. You're with someone that you love. So it's okay to admit that something you did in the moment, that wasn't the right thing to say. Or I shouldn't have said that. In retrospect, I was wrong. And I see how that hurt you. It's like some of my clients, we actually just have to practice saying, I was wrong. Practice saying, I can see your perspective and how that hurt you. So what else does accountability mean? Acknowledging the impact that it has on your partner. So it's not about what you meant to say or what you meant to do. Intentions matter less here when we're talking about accountability. Like, I'm not saying your intentions don't matter at all, because they do, but in this scenario where we're learning to take accountability, it's more important about how it lands with your partner. So that might sound like, I didn't mean to upset you, but I see that I did, and I'm sorry. It's not about being right or wrong. It's not about, your intention behind what you said or your intention behind what you did. Because saying, I didn't mean to do that, but the result was still the same. Whether you intended to do the thing or intended to say the thing, what's the result? Your partner is hurt by it. And that's the focus. It's respecting your partner enough to say, okay, I did hurt you, even though I didn't mean to, and I see that. And I'm apologizing for how it landed with you, because that matters. You're taking yourself out of the equation and you're focusing on how your partner was affected or impacted by what was said or done. And lastly, accountability means just being able to commit to the change. Because we can all say, okay, we can give an apology and we can say, I didn't mean to hurt you. And I would imagine that when you say those things, that it's coming from the heart, that, you are intentional with those words. But being able to commit to the change is the key here, because just accepting accountability, it doesn't stop with the apology. Like, it's about asking, okay, how can I do this better next time? What do you need? How can I be more supportive in this situation? And being able to follow through on those changes to make sure that you are doing better for next time. Because the whole point of accountability is to have the result of change, right? So if we're just saying, I see how this hurt you, and I'm sorry, but we're not making any changes to do things better for the next time you're in this situation, then what did your apology mean? What did telling your partner that you saw that you hurt them with no change behavior, what would that mean to your partner? So you have to commit to that change. So next, why accountability is essential for long-term success in your relationship. Because no relationship is going to thrive without accountability. I'm sorry. It just isn't. Even in your friendships, even in your professional life. If you're at work and something fell through and it was your project, you're going to be held accountable by your boss, right? Certain actions are going to be taken to make this right or make this better for the next time. So no relationship will thrive without accountability. So when you take ownership of your role in this dynamic, you begin to start building trust. Like your partner knows. When you start taking accountability, your partner will be able to trust you with their feelings, with their thoughts. They know that they can count on you to be honest with them and that they can also be honest with you. It also shows your partner that you are becoming more self-aware about the things that you're doing, the things that you're saying, how you're showing up in certain situations that are making you do and or that are influencing you to do and say certain things that you might have to apologize for later. It's showing your partner, okay, you are looking inward. So for long term, it strengthens your communication. So it allows you to create this safe space for open dialogue, about what was said. Because there are a lot of couples out there, some I've talked to, some I had sessions with, where instead of just having this space of dialogue about this hurt me and why it hurts me, they are trying to bring the other person down a peg because their feelings are hurt, instead of just saying, you're hurting my feelings. Or they're trying to take a jab at their partner for speaking up about how they feel. Now, this is not this sharing your feelings isn't a comfortable space to be in, but it's an essential space to be in order for you to have a long-term fulfilling relationship with your partner, if that's what you're looking for. So this is the action that you accountability is what's going to help you get there. So it allows you to create that safe space for dialogue to happen. What was done and how to move forward. It also helps build a foundation of mutual respect in the partnership. It's like talking with my significant other. He is like, I need respect. And I'm like, what does respect mean to you? So I can be able to support you in that. I can be able to show up in the way that you need me to by your, your definition of respect. So when your partner consistently takes responsibility, it inspires your partner to do the same. So couples who practice accountability, they don't just survive in their relationships. They're not just coasting through their relationships. There's intentionality there. So when you have intention, when you have a plan to be better, you tend to do better. Then when you are doing better, there is success in that. Your relationship comes to a place of where you can be able to, tiptoe into that bubble of being able to thrive. And these couples move through conflict a lot faster. They reconnect on an emotional level more deeply, and they be able to create a relationship that actually feels like a partnership instead of a battleground. So I know we talked about vulnerability before, but if your partner knows that they can't trust you with sharing how they feel, why would they share with you? If your partner knows that if they share what hurt them, what angered them, what frustrated them, what made them feel undervalued, if they share that with you and they know that you're not going to take accountability for your role in that situation that led to them being hurt, why would they share it with you? And now we have unresolved conflict, right? You see how it's just a trickle down, all because we didn't take accountability. So here are some practical steps that you can actually take home with you today. So of course, I want to always leave you guys with something that you can take with you in these trainings, that you can start putting the work in that day. So one, we are going to pause before reacting. So when you're in an argument, just take a moment to breathe and reflect on the role that you played in the situation before you respond. If you need a minute to do that, that's what the pause is for. Instead of that initial gut reaction of pointing the finger and placing the blame and saying, oh, well, you're overreacting, take that minute and be like, okay, how did I contribute to the outcome of this scenario? How did I contribute to my partner being hurt? Was there something that I could have done differently here for the next time? Like, how did I show up in this space to where my partner now feels undervalued and they want to talk to me about it? We all have our role, and when it comes to conflict, we all have our role. So it's up to you to decide what yours was in your specific situation. So second practical step, own up to the language that you use. So as I've learned over time, I am very intentional about the things that I say, because words have power. Whether they're positive or negative, they have power. Once they come out of your mouth, they can't be unheard, right? So start thinking about what language you're using in your relationship, whether you're upset, frustrated, feeling undervalued, feeling underappreciated, like on high octane, angry. Think about what you're saying. Think about the language that you're using. So replace, like, you made me feel unheard because you never listen. And we've talked about those blame statements. So instead of saying, you made me feel unheard because you never listen, replace that with, I feel unheard because the focus of our conversation seems to be on what you didn't mean to do, instead of how what you did actually made me feel. So that eliminates blaming your partner, placing blame on anyone, but it also brings to the attention in the relationship that, hey, I'm feeling like this because, I'm not blaming you, but this is where we're at. This is the result of you getting angry or you saying what you said. We're here. I'm not blaming you, but I feel like this. I feel unheard. I feel frustrated. I feel like I can't share my feelings with you, whatever it may be for you. So accept your language and alter it from blaming your partner to just telling them how you feel. Be intentional about your word choice. And 3, ask for feedback. Check in with your partner regularly. Is there, maybe checking with them, like, is there something that I can do differently in this situation to make you feel more supported next time? Is there something that I could say that you would like to hear that would make you feel more understood, to make you feel more respected? Check in, because the thing is that you're two people coexisting in one relationship. You both have 2 different backgrounds, grew up in 2 different environments. You both have 2 different ways of thinking about things, right? So when you check in with your partner, you allow them space to not only share with you how they want to be treated, how they feel most loved, how they feel most respected, supported, understood. What are some things that you can do to show up differently? It also creates a space for you to learn more about your partner so you can move forward in a way that is most conducive to the success of your relationship. So I know that was a mouthful, but so these steps are going to feel very vulnerable at first, but they are literally the building blocks if you want a deeper connection with your partner. If that's what you're looking for, please start practicing accountability as soon as you can, like in your next disagreement, in your next argument. Like, even if the argument was in the past and you feel like you haven't quite overcome the issue, circle back around with some accountability. Trust me, you'll thank yourself later. I know taking accountability isn't always easy. I have definitely been there, especially when communication has already been broken down for so long. But here's the good news, is that you don't have to navigate this by yourself. It's like, imagine what it would feel like to be able to resolve conflicts without resentment building up over time. How it would feel to be able to communicate with your partner without having the fear that they're not going to understand you, or they're not going to even hear what you said. Like, imagine how it would feel to be able to create a relationship where both of you feel loved and feel valued by each other. So, if you're ready to take the first step towards that kind of relationship, I want to invite you just to reach out to me. Together, like, we can dive into your unique dynamic and uncover, the roadblocks in your communication, and be able to build the tools that you need to thrive as a couple for the long haul. So all you got to do, just send me a private message today with the word accountability, and we can just set up a quick call. Nothing too crazy, just something simple, because this isn't about fixing communication. It's literally just about transforming your entire relationship for the better. Like, this can't wait. Like, if you've already been battling in a storm of conflict and you're not sure how to solve it, accountability might just be the key. So I can't wait to start this journey with you. Like I said, set up a quick time. Just message me today, private message me the word accountability, just to keep it simple, and we can set up a quick call just to talk about your need, what's happening for you, what's working, and uncovering the roadblocks in your communication. All right, guys, if you did get value out of this, put value in the comments. Let me know, because I'm actually here for you. There's nothing here that I'm sharing with you that I haven't already gone through, so I know your pain. And I will see you in the next training. All right, guys, see you around.